Hello students and juniors, and welcome to St George. Today we're going to look at the importance of ideas in advertising using the Jaguar commercial as an example. Let's take a look. First thing you'll notice is it's colourful. The second thing is that there is no car. And the third thing is that a number of slogans come up on the screen to tell us what we should be thinking while we're watching it. We open on a group of colourfully dressed people walking out of an elevator, and the words "create exuberant" come up on screen. It's not the best slogan in the world. To be fair, it's not the worst either. I'm not entirely sure what it means. But what I do notice is that the people walking out of the elevator are far from exuberant. If I asked you to walk out of an elevator exuberantly, I'd like to think that you do it with a little bit more energy. Then we cut to a striking looking model in a flamboyant red outfit, and the words on screen are "live vivid." Again, when your slogan has the word "live" in it, I expect life, I expect energy. I expect something a little bit feisty and fiery rather than someone just staring down a camera lens. Next up we have an Andy Warhol type character with a paintbrush or a paint roller and the words "delete ordinary." Now, I'll have to be honest with you, I'm having to check most of the slogans in my notes just as I remember them, but "delete ordinary" I actually quite liked. Two very strong words that juxtapose each other, and I think with a platform like "delete ordinary" can actually go to some quite creative places. Next we see a woman holding a sledgehammer and the words "break the mold" come up on screen. Now, I don't really see "break the mold" as a slogan, more as a client brief, and she's just holding the hammer, she's not actually breaking anything. Finally, we see a group shot, people looking robotically in different directions with the words "copy nothing" on the screen. And again, I like the idea of copy nothing. It's about being original. It's really Apple's think different, but with different words. The big question for me is, what is the idea? Or really, where is the idea? This reminds me of a fashion ad or a perfume ad, something that is shot beautifully with the sole purpose of making me feel something. It's a mood creator. And do you know what? That might be enough for a brand like Jaguar. I have to be honest, again, I'm not that familiar with Jaguar's previous advertising, but somebody at Jaguar HQ must have realised that that perhaps wasn't working and they needed to try something new and they needed to try something different. So full marks for actually trying something that they haven't done before. My start of a 10, if you're a student, is simply showing arty people looking moodily at camera and moving a little bit with some words coming up is not an idea. It's a technique, it's art direction, but there's no sell. There's no compulsion to go to a Jaguar showroom and test drive a car. There have been commercials in advertising's history. A Dunlop commercial created by Abbott Mead Vickers in the 90s. Another was a commercial for Benson Hedges cigarettes, I think in the early 80s or late 70s. What these spots were was enigmatic. They drew the viewer in. They asked questions that they didn't always give answers to. They were an exploration of wild imagination. And it really felt that this was a fabulous opportunity for Jaguar to delete the ordinary and to break molds, to actually do it with their advertising. Now, you've probably heard me talk about advertising ideas. I mention it pretty much in every video. What is an advertising idea? Well, the best way is to give you an example. Perhaps one of the most famous advertising films of all time is Guinness Surfers. The idea is that surfers wait for a wave, and the parallel is that good things come to those who wait. You wait for Guinness. Guinness is not an instant pour. It's very simple, but what they did is they took that, magnified it, and made it a piece of fabulous cinematic theatre.
Tick followed tock followed tick. Ahab says, "I don't care who you are, here's to your dream." The old sailors return to the bar. "Here's to you, Ahab!" And the fat drummer hit the beat with all his heart. Here's to waiting.
A famous TV commercial with a more abstract idea was the Cadbury's ad featuring a gorilla playing drums along to a Phil Collins song. Now, while many people criticised that this wasn't really selling them chocolate, no one had seen a giant monkey playing a drum kit on a TV ad before. It was fabulously new. I feel with this Jaguar ad, there are things in here that I have seen before. Here's an example of what I'm thinking. Andy Warhol was a true maverick, so by including a character who resembles him in the ad, we're saying Maverick is good, but you're using something that already exists. You're not being Maverick, you're just pointing to somebody who is. Isn't it better to be the wild card, the unpredictable one, rather than just show a picture of somebody who in their life was unpredictable and interesting? Just putting that one out there. The shot of the woman holding the sledgehammer, for me, is utterly reminiscent of Apple's epic 1984 ad, where a young woman with short blonde hair runs through a Big Brother-esque auditorium with a sledgehammer and just launches it at a giant screen where Big Brother is talking. It felt exciting and thrilling in a way that this spot unfortunately doesn't. The other lesson I think that students can learn from this is whatever your idea, you need to make people feel something. Make people feel happy, make them laugh, make them feel sad, make them cry, make them angry, make them concerned, patriotic, nostalgic. Just make them feel something, drag them into your world, make them sit up and take notice of what it is you actually want them to do. Your job is to create some kind of chemical reaction in their brain that makes them feel compelled to take notice of what you're saying and then ideally go and purchase whatever it is you're selling them. So, how would I make this commercial better? Well, I don't think it would be made any better by putting a car in it. I don't think that's the point. I think what Jaguar are trying to do is to create an attitude about Jaguar. I think a very basic idea would be to take delete ordinary, which I do like, and just apply that to the real world. So you can just take corners of the world which are drab, dreary, ordinary every day and just zhuzh them up, just pimp them, just make them look incredible, bling them, give them over to designers, whether that's a corner of a high street or just a patch of open ground or some dreary bit by a railway sidings or a down at heel shopping mall or whatever. Just take something and make it look incredible. Just get world-renowned artists, photographers, designers, choreographers. Just do stuff in unexpected places that is fabulous and flamboyant and every bit as colourful as this ad is, but that creates a positive emotional reaction in people. And then with the Jaguar brand on that, that makes me so excited about their cars. That makes me want to get behind the wheel. I'd love to hear what your suggestions are for making this commercial better, or what would your idea for Jaguar be? Do let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe as I'll be uploading more videos soon. My name's Chaz Bayfield, you've been watching St George, I'll see you next time.